Power and weight, or power to weight, it doesn't really matter how you put it. When you're at altitude with your sled, or even now with the increased adoption of mountain sleds at sea level for boondocking, both of these attributes are incredibly important for getting the most out of your big lug sled. Polaris has set the bar incredibly high this season with the 408-pound Pro RMK mountain sled. And while that's nearly unimaginable, it's not that hard to reduce that number to sub 400 with just a little tweak. Or in my case, to reduce the weight of the heavier SKS RMK that has the increased bulkhead cooler, a conventional chain case, more idlers in the skid, and piggyback shocks, amongst other things. So how do we combat this extra weight and recoup some of the loss? Well, there are solutions. Dropping 2 to 3 pounds, it's doable. 5 to 6, you're talking about something that's getting a bit harder, but going for 10 plus pounds usually takes a huge investment and a lot of new technology at the factory. But thanks to MBRP performance exhaust, we don't have to go far, nor do we need to do too much work at all to notice huge weight gains. After talking to the MBRP engineers, they inform me the 800cc Polaris motor is very strong from the factory, and while you will see a couple of horsepower increase with either of their exhaust setups, the real gains are in the weight department. MBRP is invested in the Pro RMK in delivering a reduced weight exhaust setup, so much so that they don't just offer one, but two, a trail version and a race. The trail exhaust will deliver a 10-pound weight reduction from stock. To ensure this is true, we even took the exhaust and weighed it. This 10-pound reduction will bring us down to roughly 430 pounds and still passes most sound emission regulations with ease. Stock exhaust decibels are 67 at idle, while this trail setup is 77. At 4,000 RPM, stock is 82 decibels, and this setup tips in at only 3 more decibels, an impressive 85 dB. Now, if you're looking for even more weight savings, MBRP was able to cut even deeper into the poundage and offer a race setup that tips the scales at an impressive 13 pounds under the stock design. The race setup is suggested for race-only applications, and in no way do we want to be proponents of using an exhaust in the wrong application. But MBRP was able to keep the exhaust sound incredibly reasonable, even with this huge decrease in weight. At idle, the race exhaust is only 2 decibels louder than the trail at 79, and at 4,000 RPM it sticks to 2 dB more, at a very reasonable 87 decibels. Keep in mind, stock is 82. Now, due to the nature of my 2016 SKS project, I want to make sure that I adhere to all rules and regulations of the trail, so I'm going to stick with the trail exhaust just because it's a little bit quieter, and it offers such a great weight advantage at 10 pounds less than stock. But that doesn't mean I'm getting rid of the race setup. I'll be holding on to that one for the days where the snow is the deepest and I'm riding off trail looking for the best weight advantage possible. Honestly, the install is pretty straightforward. Get yourself a pipe spring puller and make sure the exhaust has cooled down as well. That's just about it. MBRP offers multiple exhaust options for many sleds, and in each install there may be a steel gasket between the head pipe and the silencer. Always ensure you take care not to bend or cut this gasket, as it will leak afterwards if you're not careful. In an industry that's so focused on reducing weight and increasing horsepower and performance, using a high-quality exhaust product like this is a great way to gain on all fronts. And it sure don't sound too bad either.
If you've enjoyed this video and would like to see more content from SnowTracks TV, click the like button and subscribe to the SnowTracks TV YouTube channel.